What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Guys, back with some videos from Sweden. This was recommended to me by the name is Pizzer Zone. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like ZPITZER Zone. Zippizer Zone. They seen the video that I reacted to about the dark winters in Sweden, and they were like, "Hey, check out this guy named Andrew Austin. He got some good videos about Sweden and the U.S. and stuff like that." And yeah, he said I think he's from America. And he's been living in Sweden for a long time. But this is seven things normal in Sweden that would terrify most Americans. And he got some other videos that are like 7 normal things in the U.S. that would terrify Swedes. So we finna check this out. See what would be terrifying. Let me see if it's terrifying or normal to me. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Send down those recommendations. Let's check it out.
Hey guys, what's going on? Andrew coming at you, and this one I'm going to talk about 7 things normal in Sweden that would terrify most Americans. Let's get into it. Now, I want to explain that I realize that America's different and there's a lot of different things, but I still think this would shock most Americans. Some Americans would agree with some of the things that Sweden is doing. This video is mostly just for fun, and I'm going to try to keep most of my opinions out of this one if possible, and just speak on how I think most Americans would view these. And then you tell me what you think in the comments below. Let's get into it. Okay. Number one has to be like giving out your social security number here in Sweden. In Sweden, we have something called a personal number that you use for so many different things. And in the United States, we have a social security number that you use a handful of times of the year. And if somebody has your social security number or it gets out in the United States, the amount of fraud that someone can do, like open up a credit card in your name, bank account, try to take out a loan or something, there's a lot of damage that they can do. But here in Sweden, when they use this personal number that you have or your social security number, it's usually linked to something called mobile bank ID, where you have to either use a thumbprint, a code, or Face ID if you want to, in order to unlock certain things. And it's like super convenient when it comes to paying for things. Banking, logging into your bank details. And one thing I find here in Sweden is that we don't have anywhere near as much fraud as we have in the United States. And this would be something that
Yeah, because we need that. How we got a Face ID for our phone and thumbprint for our phone, but not our personal stuff, more personal stuff, important stuff.
In the United States. And this would be something that I think would terrify most Americans, giving out their social security number. Number 2 has to be socialism.
I feel like we need that.
Socialized medicine. I do think there's a lot of, obviously, half the country is interested in it, but there'd be a lot of people that would be nervous or scared of this because we often hear of all the horrors and the things that can happen. What I can say as an American that lives in Sweden is I would agree that I think that the United States is the best healthcare system in the world if you can afford it. But if you can't, then I think it's a massive problem and something where if you lose a of life and you get sick, you can be broke. You know, here in Sweden,
super broke. It's expensive.
Funded healthcare. Yeah, sometimes it can take a long time unless it's like an emergency. But overall, in my personal experience of going through it, it really hasn't been that bad at all, and I've enjoyed it, and I found it to be helpful. And then on top of that, it barely costs anything. It's like if you're getting medication and going to the doctor a lot, like for example, it's like $120 for medication is all you pay. After that, you pay no more. $120 for doctor visits. After that, you pay no more. It's roughly around that. It's incredible when you see the difference where healthcare can cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. But like I said, some Americans would just be afraid of this one. Number 3 has to be gas prices. You know, gas prices terrify most Americans that drive in.
Hey, I feel like it's getting higher and higher. I feel like my car just be drinking my gas. It must really love the gas I be putting in it.
You know, gas prices would terrify most
gas prices is major.
I know there was the gas crisis that was happening in the States because they had to shut down an oil pump because of like a hack in the States. And a lot of people were talking to me about how insane gas prices were. And I was like, really? Well, you should come to Sweden. Because in Sweden, you're taxed for having a car. And on top of that, the gas prices are insane. It sometimes feels like it's like $4 or $5 for a gallon of gas. I'll try to put like what it is on here right up here so you guys can see it. So most Americans would be terrified of that.
Dang.
And on top of that, the sizes of the cars that we have. Because although I see trucks and there are some bigger vehicles, some American vehicles you see, most are tinier cars that are mostly fuel efficient which makes a lot of sense because our gas prices are high here in Sweden.
Well, yeah,
Let's
that's
get to the next one.
terrifying.
But first, our
That
video is sponsored by
$5.
Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creators.
Oh,
Exploring
nice.
new skills, deepening existing passions.
Heard about
lost
Skillshare.
in creativity. You can take classes like photography, music, film and video, illustration. My Sambo has been using Skillshare for over 2 years and is happy and loves it. I, for one, am excited to watch YouTube success scripts shoot and edit with MKB
Nice.
process and how we think.
Sorry, my guy. Let's get back to the story.
Thanks again for Skillshare for sponsoring my video. I highly recommend
Thank you,
it. Give it
Skillshare.
a try. I really love the service. The next one has to be gun laws in the United States. You know, in Sweden there are guns and you can go and shoot, but you really can't have like a loaded gun in your house. You can't have like an assault weapon, and the laws and restrictions in place are quite high. And a lot of Americans would see this as like restrictive of freedom and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because people still shoot, people still have guns, but we don't have like
illegally
a big problem with, you know what? I'm not going to say, I don't want to get demonetized in Sweden. And I think a lot of Americans would see this as they could lose their freedom and everything else, but like, I don't know. I kind of feel like in today's society with the internet, with the power of people getting together, you don't necessarily need a firearm.
No, not really.
Sense. But I understand also I was a hunter and I enjoyed it, so a lot of Americans would be terrified of this and not.
They can't go
The
hunting.
next one would have to be the current drug laws in Sweden with in regards to like MJ and other things. You know, Sweden has one of the harshest drug laws in the United States, and I really believe that most Americans would look at how Sweden does it as kind of being back in time, and that's just due to the fact that in the United States we dealt with the war on drugs, if you will, and we saw how destructive it was, where it made people that were suffering, who were addicted, into criminals.
Yeah.
It really helped them get back into society. And on top of that, I kind of think most Americans think that MJ really isn't a big deal. It seems to help some people, and most Americans would look at how Sweden.
I feel like it depends because some people still use things like no matter how good things are, people still use them for the wrong reasons.
Big deal. It seems to help some people, and most Americans would look at how Sweden does it as kind of, like I said, being back in time, very backwards thinking. The next one would have to be taxes. Yes, we definitely get taxed higher in Sweden. You know, you go to purchase something, you're paying like a 25% tax. But the difference is in the States, they add the tax like after you purchase it. A lot of times when you buy stuff in Sweden, basically the tax is already included, so you don't always notice it so much. But the thing
That's
is,
a good thing.
I
don't think that would shock me.
Although Americans will be afraid of the high taxes, personally, I don't mind paying them because I feel like I actually see where they go.
Yeah.
See that it goes to.
See the benefits. You see, there's a lot of benefits when you actually know where the money going and know that you don't have to come out of pocket on a lot. We pay a lot of taxes and still have to come out of pocket on a lot.
Them because I feel like I actually see where they go and I see that it goes to benefit other people. So yeah, it's not so bad. But most Americans would be terrified of that. The last one would have to be like drink portions and food portions. Now, I find food portions in Sweden to be somewhat similar. If I go to a restaurant and grab a burger and fries, or I go out and eat, I don't feel like the American portions as opposed to the Swedish portions is so massively different. But the biggest difference has to be like the sizes of drinks. I remember when I first came to Sweden and they gave me like a little Coke like this, and you have to pay for a refill, and I was like, that is un-American.
Oh, that is terrifying. That's probably the most terrifying thing right there.
Like our small in the States is like you're large. It's insane. But you only notice it when you go back to the States how big the drink sizes are. And it's interesting too because we have a lot of health problems in the States. And is that refill, those free refills we're giving, is that freedom worth the damage that it causes? I'm not going to give my personal opinion on this one, but I've gotten used to.
Hey, I ain't either. If you thirsty, you thirsty, I guess.
I'm not going to give my personal opinion on this one, but I've gotten used to not.
It's a problem, though, Andrew. It's a problem.
I drink pop like once a month now, and yeah, I feel pretty good. So maybe it's good that I laid off the pop. I don't know what you guys think, but this one was a fun one for me to do. I'm curious what you guys think. If you're American watching this video, would you be terrified of these things? Would you like these things? If you're more conservative, why would you not like these things that are available in Sweden? Hey guys, thanks again for watching this video.
Okay.
Please write your comments below.
That was good. I feel like he got some good information. Definitely got some good information. I'm going to have to subscribe to my guy, Andrew Austin. Cause he spoke of some good things, some major things, that were I feel like that were key that could be seen as terrifying. Taxes, gas, hey, that drink and food portions. Ooh, hey, I already told you that I like to eat. You know what I'm saying? That could be a big problem for me, depending on how hungry I am. But but to each his own, as I always say. But guys, definitely enjoy that. Thank you again for that recommendation. Definitely want to check out more from Sweden. I think it's an awesome place to be, awesome country. So y'all continue to send me more recommendations. I'll check it out. That's all I have. Hit that subscribe button and y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.